Oh, hello, everybody. Nice to see you. Oh, I was up early today. Oh, thanks to Lochlin. You know what? I have actually something to say, and it's I realized after I called you that not everybody lives their lives on the radio. And I remember hanging up going, that was rather like, that was a dickish thing for me to do. Call you and like yell at you until you put your kid on the phone just to settle an argument in the room between three assholes.
That happened.
And yeah, it did happen this morning. I apologize because I do need to start to realize that everything that I'm doing, like the whole world doesn't revolve around me and my damn show. Jake hasn't got a clue who I am, nor does he care who I am. Yeah. And he probably did stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning playing Fortnite. And then I'm phoning you going, put your kid on the phone. Try to settle
so this morning it's like, I don't know, 8 o'clock my time. So it's got to be 6 o'clock Lachlan's time. Right, Lochlin does a morning show in Edmonton at 95.7 Cruise FM. So I get a phone call, and it's 95.7 Cruise FM is calling, and I just woke up. Kids are asleep, like they're teenagers, right? It's summer. They're staying up till 2, 3 in the morning playing Fortnite and dicking around with their friends, eating Skittles and getting cavities, just being a kid. So I get this phone call, and it's like, yeah, Dean, it's Lock. Yeah, put your kid on the phone. 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I said, dude, like, which one? I got 3 of them and only 2 live here. So, and he's like, I don't care. How old are your kids? In their 20s? I'm like, no, 15 and 17. But thanks for being a friend and knowing that. Then,
what's her name?
He goes, yeah, that's great. Put one of them on the phone. I go, right now? He's like, yeah. Like, this is a total fucking radio ambush. We're live on the radio in Edmonton, Alberta. He's calling me and yelling at me to put my son on the phone, and I have no idea why. So I'm like, I'm an idiot. So I'm like, okay, I'll go upstairs. So I'm like, hey, Jake, my friend Lochlin wants to talk to you. He's like, who? And I said, Lochlin. So my kid gets on the phone. He's like, hello? And he's like, Jake, name who did Harrison Ford play in fucking Star Wars?
No. Hold on.
Han Solo?
Here was
and then he goes,
name
another movie he was in. He's like, Indiana Jones. And then he hands me the phone back, and my son, who's 15, goes, your friends are fucked.
He's correct.
The other line that I liked that he said was, did they get paid for that? That summed up my life.
Wow.
Your kid summed up my life in one question.
Wow.
Dude, he woke up again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He's like, who was I talking to this morning? I go, you were live on the radio in Edmonton, like the biggest morning show in Edmonton with Lochlin. And he goes, no way. I just thought I was talking to a guy, he said. And then he says to me, I can't believe people get paid to do that.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's amazing.
Here's what the question was. We were talking about, it's Harrison Ford's birthday, and we were talking about what was his most iconic role.
73? Is he 73?
79, I think. Wow. So that was the question. What's his most iconic role? And the boys were like, well, no, it's Indiana Jones, right? Jimmy and Grant are like, it's Indiana Jones. And I'm like, how can you say that?
It's Richard Kimball.
It's
from Witness?
Was that
The Fugitive?
The Fugitive. Oh, yes. Good pull,
the
James.
One-armed man. See, that could be Luke or the other guy, right?
Anyway,
that's true.
Jake settled the argument for us.
It's obviously Han Solo, though.
I said, what did Harrison? Do you know who Harrison Ford is? Yes. What role did he play? Han Solo from Star Wars. That's the first thing that came to his mind.
I don't think it's Hans. I don't think he's Dutch.
What is it? Han Solo.
It's Han Solo.
Hans Olo. His last name is Olo.
He's from Holland.
Yeah.
He wears wooden shoes. Anyway.
The original
so thank
YOLO.
your son for me again. And again, I don't stop to think sometimes. I'm like, I got an idea. I tried to call my kids and they both just ignore me constantly. So then I'm like, who else has kids? And I'm like, oh, Blondell has kids. So then I'm like,
And let's wake them up and use them in a bit while they're still sleeping. That'd be great. Yeah, dude, I get it. Like, listen, if you're doing content,
can we make it snappy? We're live.
Wait a second. So the mistake that I made when I called Dean at 2 a.m. that time is that I wasn't live on the radio when I did it. That would have been great.
That's what you should have done.
Well, keep in mind, back then, I didn't really know much about you. I just saw you were a drug addict who had a major fucking issue at like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, who the fuck is this
you
guy
knew
calling
me.
me at 2:30
You
to do a
knew me.
podcast? Yeah, but you were spun right out. You're like, I need to do a podcast right fucking now. And I'm like,
I was not. I was very articulate. I was quite determined to interview Stephen Fry. And you just didn't care about the team. That's all.
Well, I didn't know it was Stephen Fry. Number one. Number two, I was fucking fast asleep.
By the way, it was only months ago. It wasn't like a year ago, was it? Jesus Christ, was it?
Yeah. Well, I still didn't trust you 3 months ago. I do now, a little more, right?
Trust is something you work at, James.
When you earn it, I will also trust you. I promise.
Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome to the program. My name is Dean. Of course, brought to you by our friends at Easy Auto Financial. If you're looking for a vehicle, they can get you one and they can get you financing for free. Go to easyautofinancial.ca for details. Domination.com. Try them for free today. AI for people that do this kind of stuff makes your life and job way easier. It's way cheaper to do it too. Go to dmntn.com and check them out today. Also, as if that weren't enough, say hello to our friends at Blue Microphones. Everything we do brought to you by Blue Microphones. They supply us with all kinds of gaming, streaming gear. As Locke can tell you, is brand new Blue Yeti X mic.
I like my Blue mic.
New red. Well, it's fucking awesome. That's why you love it. And Ed's Gitch. Get them today. Gitch 3 is your promo code. edsfineimports.com. So I did a little. I gotta be honest with you guys about this masking thing and the vaccine thing. I'm not having second thoughts about the masking, but now we're getting so much fucking weird information about mixing vaccines. I'm a little concerned. Have you guys seen this new thing from the Barbados, which sent the fucking shockwave through people today? Basically, they're accepting fully vaccinated people. However, they only consider you fully vaccinated, as you can tell where it says fully vaccinated traveler, if the person has had one of all of one kind vaccine, which is Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, Sinopharm, Sputnik, which, don't get those ones because they're Chinese and Russian, and, they like to cut corners. But they're saying if you've mixed vaccines like we have, you're not fully vaccinated. And then the World Health Organization put out a little thing yesterday, and they're like, we don't really consider you fully vaccinated if you've got two different kinds of vaccines in your system. So I did a little research. Now, just so everybody's aware, the research that I did was really, really simple. I stole it from the internet. This is from Unambiguous Science. Basically, the comment was taken out of context. And what they're saying is, if you're going to get a booster shot and you plan on mixing and matching vaccines, that's not a cool idea. This is the woman who talked about it, who's chief scientist, expanded on what someone said regarding boosters. There's currently no evidence to suggest for need for a third booster. Individuals should not be deciding on their own regarding mixing and matching, but instead should follow public health guidelines. That's what she was saying. She was saying, if you follow public health guidelines of your locale and they tell you that mixing and matching isn't acceptable in that locale, in this case, it's the Barbados, each individual country can make up their own rules, which is super fucking confusing to me when it comes to travel, is it not?
Yes.
What about the World Health Organization statement? The chief scientist from the WHO. Well, he said that he thinks nations are playing a dangerous game with making vaccines. What does that have to do with? Yeah, sorry, I must have misunderstood because that's the issue, right?
What it has to do with travel is that because each country can actually decide what the regulations are for reentry or travel for pleasure or business, that if you leave it up to them, you're going to get this mishmash of what it is you can and can't do. So Canada, it's okay to mix them. They told us it was okay. They said, listen, if you have the AstraZeneca first, you can get the Pfizer or the Moderna. Go nuts. But now they're saying, now the World Health Organization is suggesting that countries will make up their own rules regarding travel and the mixing of vaccines, James.
But they're going to make up their own rules regarding the mixing because the WHO is the one that said that mixing is potentially dangerous. What are they supposed to do? This has been happening since the pandemic first broke, is that WHO says stuff. All the health agencies for all these different countries are like, okay, they seem to know what they're talking about. And then we follow suit. And now they've decided because I'm pretty sure they already that mixing would be fine. They had all this data regarding efficacy based on the mixes. So we were following their lead for that as well, I believe. And then
now they're changing gears, which they've done countless times.
Right. But we said on this podcast, I guess, remember I was like vaccine hesitant for mixing. And I was like, in a couple weeks, they're just going to say something else probably, but oh, well. And that's what they did.
I think you did say that, James.
But I don't know which answer is right. So it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter what I said because now nobody knows what we're supposed to do. And this has been the consistent problem throughout the pandemic, by the way.
Yeah.
The communications
totally.
like that.
I mean, it's fucking frustrating, right? Like, it's really fucking frustrating because, like, I don't have any answers. You are everybody's lockstep trying to do the right thing. You go get vaccinated. They tell you can mix and match your vaccines, and then all of a sudden, the Barbados and St. Lucia and a couple of other Caribbean countries are like, no, you're not coming here if you mixed your vaxes. Like, if you got AZ in this one, or if you got Moderna in that one. You got to have all Moderna, all AZ, all Pfizer, and each country can make those up. And it was all this all happened after the guy at the World Health Organization said, a little bit of a dangerous game. You're playing mixed and matching vaccines. So I just want to know who's right. Do you know what I mean? Like, because if the efficacy is there and we have the coverage they say we have, and then all of a sudden this umbrella organization like the World Health Organization, which has been vilified millions of times over the last year, says, don't do it. Or even someone from that organization says, hey, you're playing a dangerous game. It's like we're fucking back to square one, right? Yeah. Because we got the vaccine so we could have access to life. And now they're telling us, well, hang on, you can have access to life in your town or your country or wherever they've decided on the rules. However, each individual country is allowed to make up their own rules, and therefore you can't go anywhere.
Like, now, here's my concern with this mixed messaging and this sort of inconsistent sort of thing that we've been dealing with over the last, and it hasn't just been the pandemic. I'm worried about, groups, small pockets of groups becoming very, very like conspiratorial, right?
Yeah.
And maybe thinking that these things are dangerous for all of us. Like, you know what I mean? And eventually you're going to have things like anti-maskers and vaxxers. Like, we're going to create that. Fucking idiots.
You just saw Lochlin tap out in the middle of a car.
Just get your shit together. This is why we have that large and that percentage of the population growing that doesn't trust anything that comes out of any of these idiots' mouths.
Bingo.
It's
and they did this once. They did this once before where it was this impactful. Maybe not even quite this impactful, but remember when one of the chief executives or something said that lockdowns were ineffective and that and this is what after everyone had locked down twice already. He said it was because lockdowns have to happen. They have to happen rapidly. They have to happen quick, and they have to happen full stop. And they can't have porous parts to it. And that was a big controversy. And then 2 days later, PR machine got a hold of it and said that it was taken out of context and everything. And I think they did that same thing with this one as well. They've already walked it back a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know what to think.
It's fucked. But it's fucked.
How many people
it's fucked because every time we go and do something they tell us to do, right? Some marker changes. And then we're kind of going, because we're doing this to get the confidence that we had back to be able to live our lives properly, right? when an umbrella organization called the World Health Organization, which we know is fucking fugazi anyway, says, don't do it. You go, are you fucking kidding me? Because I did it. I did everything you asked me to do. I masked. I stayed home. I locked down. And then you got guys like Chris Sky. And listen, laugh all you want at the guy, because we all do, at his methods and what he does and how he carries on. But the guys, like, after the pandemic, we find out that masks, they weren't super important and they weren't really effective. But, you know, and then you get to a point as someone who did the right stuff where you're like, okay, should I come over to that side a little bit more, right? Should I not be as militant with my perspective? Because we're finding all this stuff out after the fact. Like, I know I did the right thing getting the vaccine, but now because of this stuff and the other stuff, now I'm starting to go, okay, let's look at every piece of information from the anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers, and let's have a look and really drill down instead of just disregarding it. Because maybe
we haven't been, though, Dean. To be fair, we haven't been. We've been giving these guys a platform. And the reason why we are giving them a platform is because I think there is a good degree of cynicism in all three of us, right? James can be cynical. James looks, he was commenting on, you and I, Dean, I think you and I were very similar. We both live in bigger markets, and it was like, all right, is the mask going to save me? Maybe not. Is it, if it is combined with this and that, maybe it'll help. And listen, they told me to do it. I'm just going to do it. They told me to go get vaxxed. I'm just going to do it. Is it safe? Listen, people aren't dropping off.
They say it is.
They say it is. I'm going to try.
So we mix.
So we follow the rules. But all of us, there's a reason why we chatted with Sherry. There's a reason why we bring Chris Sky on. Because deep down inside, we kind of understand where they're coming from a bit.
Sure.
Right? And that's, and that's it. But it's okay also to not be extreme about it, but it doesn't surprise me that segment of the population is growing.
Yeah.
Like, it's continuing to grow.
What segment is that now, though? Like, fellas, if you could, Bondzee finally found the tech to join us. It's nice to see him too, by the way. He's been struggling. But what is that change? Because I find that a lot of people on the left and the right have the same opinion and mistrusting opinion of the government, and it grows daily because of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, they have more in common, anti-vaxxers and the right-wing lunatics, they have more in common than they know, the left and the right, the extremists. Like, we keep telling our guests arrive at their hatred. They both arrive at their hatred via the same conversations that we're having right now, which is, fuck, we're just sitting here. Why don't you just help us instead of fucking confusing the shit out of us? Have one narrative, tell the truth, tell us what we're supposed to be doing. And now we're at the point where I'm making plans. Dude, I booked a fucking trip to the Bahamas that I have to fucking cancel. And I'm not mad about the money. I'm just like, come on already. Like, just fucking tell us. Tell us what we can and can't mix. Have one set of rules for fucking everybody else. Yeah. Because we're trying, we're doing our best. There are citizens on both sides of the ledger that have come to the middle to affect change. I think we're 53% double vaxxed in this country now, 55 in Ontario. We're 84% single vaxxed in this country. We're there.
That's
now you got to go back
number.
And tell it. But it's awesome. I love it. But now you got to go back and tell everybody no one's going on vacation, depending on what country you wanted to go to, because the fucking World Health Organization decided to say something fucking stupid again.
And look at Bondzee. He's doing everything right now not to say anything, because he's the guy that said, I'm going to sit and wait.
Maybe his screen's frozen.
It is.
Oh, is it? Okay. I couldn't tell.
There's a subtle,
that's not a bad placeholder.
There's a subtle smirk there. You can feel it. It's oozing out of
any
that
second now. I'll get my chance to talk about how I was the only one who was concerned about vaccines.
And you know what? I'll tell you this, and it's vulnerable to say this, but we've been shitting on people going, I'm going to wait, right?
Oh, yeah. No, we shit all over Bondzee. One podcast.
Oh, you did too.
Hold on.
I did not shit on people that wanted to wait. I don't remember doing any of that.
saying, and to be fair to me, right? I said,
Someone
Dean,
asked
we should not be shaming these guys. And you were like, fuck that. And then you spent 35 minutes shaming Bondzee.
Bondzee, can you hear us? Bondzee, can you hear us? No, he's fucking gone.
It is. You know what it is?
What's that?
It is a good day not to have Bondzee on because he's going to come on and go, I told you fucking assholes.
I gave that vaccine industry the two-fingered cul-de-sac.
I knew this was going to happen. I still don't know what a two-finger cul-de-sac is. Does anybody?
Think I know either, but
when you go like that in the thing
G-spot
in the ladies
stuff?
area. Yeah, you scoop it. It's a little scoop. It's a little hook. I think. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it too much because it bothers me. It sounds offensive a little bit. But yeah, I mean, back to like something that is he here? Bondzee, can you see us? Bondzee, can you hear us?
Bondzee.
I am okay if Bondzee doesn't join us today.
Yeah,
Bonzarelli. Yeah, Bondzee, we can't hear you or see you, which is a shame because we had all kinds of stuff lined up for
if you can hear us,
we're going to mock you relentlessly.
Yeah, turn the rabbit ears.
Yeah, turn it up.
Put tinfoil on them.
Just grab. Yeah.
You did pretty good, though. It's the first time we've had technical issues with our correspondent traveling around in an RV throughout the United States. It's not bad. Not bad.
It's anyway, a mental breakdown on the road is what.
You know what? The one thing about the negative impact that the WHO can have, we're talking about my generation. Sorry.
Thanks, Dad.
That was the WHO joke. That was a good one. No,
it wasn't bad.
Like
it wasn't.
Really I forced the punchline, but it could have been better.
Yeah, it was really fucking. It was awful. Like it was fucking terrible. Might have been the worst joke I've ever heard. Yeah.
You know what?
What's that?
I think we should clip that one out and put it out after the show.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think the audience will receive it better than you two assholes.
No, I highly doubt it. There's a reason why we didn't laugh.
Easy there. Speckles.
Oh no, I mean it's just like when some people like do a joke and they don't laugh. There's probably a reason.
I know.
It's not because we don't like you. We love you. It just wasn't funny. Hold it, ladies and gentlemen. Bonzarelli.
Our vaccine hesitant guest, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Where are you?
I'm standing here like a fucking stew pigeon with my phone held to the sky so I can get full signal right now.
I believe it's stool pigeon, not stew pigeon, but that's okay. You can stew anything.
I was close.
Stew pigeon.
You can take Bondzee out of Texas.
Yeah. Well, my Wi-Fi device ran out of Wi-Fi, if you will, this morning. Right. So I've been on the phone with T-Mobile trying to get the problem resolved. I haven't quite done that yet, as you can see.
You wouldn't have any issues if you would have got vaccinated because there's a chip in there that gets you free Wi-Fi.
and you know what? Today is the day to talk to us about it because we actually somewhat believe it now. So we're talking about because the World Health Organization said, hey, you can't mix vaccines. And we're talking about you. I don't know if you heard the conversation, but we're talking about you because you're like, I want to wait and see. And we're actually giving you credit as part of the wait and see crowd, which kind of bothers me. James won't admit to making fun of you last time. We all chimed in. He did. He for sure shamed you like we all did.
No, I don't think James and I were involved. Okay, Bondzee.
I shamed you about the hooker.
Your recollection, where did the bulk of the shame come from?
Well, Dean for sure, but definitely. And James, I mean, he did give it to me, but nowhere near as much as Dean. I mean, Dean gave it to me hard. And you've been on the fence, Locke, which I appreciate, but
what the fuck are you serious?
Hold it. This is what Lochlin just did.
I'm always on the fence.
He knew
the fence
on
walker.
The fence. He knew that we all did it, and he knew he was a close second in the shaming department. So what he did is he busted me first by pointing up, going, "Who was the worst?" It was Dean, and then you did the same thing, James. You're like, "Look at this guy." So classic move. Oh, I for sure shamed you.
Here's what I said. I said, I'm not going to shame you about not getting the vaccine, but I did say I was surprised considering you were traveling on your own in a foreign country. And I was suggesting that maybe if you did get sick or hurt down there, that it might cost you a lot of money. That was my surprise. It wasn't about you not doing it. It was about, okay, here's a guy sold everything, traveling around in the middle of a fucking pandemic, and he didn't get vaccinated. That surprised me. I'm allowed to be surprised by that.
Yeah. Yours was like your concern was material concern, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't for his life.
I think Dean said, well, that means you're a fucking idiot. He said something like that.
Lochlin, you said at one point, I think he might die down there. You literally said that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that was Texas.
Oh, fair enough.
That was Texas. Yeah. I thought he was going to get shot, but that
had nothing to do with COVID. Yeah, that was booze and guns, right?
Shortly after I saw a video of him arguing with
trying to fight a cop at a steakhouse.
It's been a hell of a trip.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Glad what?
That I waited and that I'm waiting, because this is only step one. I mean, there could be more stuff to come, but listen.
Wait till next week. Wait till next week when the WHO announces that it's safe after all to get the vaccine.
Yeah. To get whatever you want.
Well, my youngest son, and he knows this, he did get vaccinated while he was down here. He got
your youngest got vaccinated? Yep.
My youngest son did. Yeah, he got the Johnson & Johnson 1-dose shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
While he was here visiting. So
you better keep an eye on traveling, because there's lots of restrictions now for the type of vaccine you get. And if they're not on a list or something like that, then you're not going to be able to travel, right? Like what we're dealing with, Bondzee, I don't think you heard it at the front end of the podcast, is like we now, if you've mixed, which Dean and I have done, James, you didn't mix, did you? James, did you mix?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. You got double Pfizer?
No. My first shot was AstraZeneca. Remember?
Oh, you did mix then. So you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
you
got
did mix,
AZ Pfizer. Right. So now they're saying, Bondzee, that
I didn't get
if you
you assholes. I wasn't going to say anything until about
Oh, you haven't. You haven't had your second shot.
You didn't get your second shot? Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he got.
Lied.
Why did I think he got the second shot?
Because he told us he did. He totally lied to us.
We're losing him. I think your kids are on the internet.
Yeah, I think your kids are. They're on PBS Treehouse right now. Are you there? Are you there? How's that? I got you back. You good?
You got me back?
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
I think so. We got you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, good.
Sorry,
back to what you were saying.
I scheduled the appointment, and I realized it was on my birthday, and I canceled that day when we were about to leave, even though I took the day off work. and I'm going to take it in 2 weeks because I've already scheduled. I didn't want to say anything because I want all these questions. So I thought I could skate for a month and then announce that, I actually got it now. So thanks a lot, Lochlin.
Kind of respect Bondzee more. I sort of respect Bondzee more than I respect you right now, to be honest with you, because you totally lied to our faces for like a week.
I did lie. Where did I lie? I confessed when faced
with
the lie. No,
you said, and I quote, "I'm going to get a shot. Plus, it's my birthday, so my wife has something really special planned." Hint, hint.
Yeah, that's right. But I didn't get the shot. I decided the day of not to get the shot.
Okay, so Locke. I guess we can lie to each other. Ad hominem now. You just start lying. We can just make shit up. Hey, I sent you each $1,000 today, by the way. Lie. It's allowed.
It's okay. Maybe you change your mind. It's okay.
Oh, fuck. Bondzee, can I ask you a question? You have a kid named Ty Bond. And I'm going to play part of this video. Ty, your son is a fucking musician. Like, he's a really good musician. This is a clip of his song called Cruisin', and we're going to break it down in a second, but he has a Playboy Playmate in it with him, and we'll get to that because James has been doing some research on her for several hours this afternoon. But you sent this to us yesterday. Now, this is your son, Ty. This is your eldest. Is that correct?
Yeah.
How long has he been at the rap game? Because this is really impressive. We'll play it for you, but it's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been at it since like 12, 13 years old. And he started performing in small little places like just small little clubs in Barrie. And he stuck with it. Cool. He went to college in Ottawa, performed a bunch of times up there on stages, and then just kept at it. And he met this guy, Chris Cordova, in a Wiz Khalifa concert, and they hooked up. And Ty's been going back and forth from LA to Toronto now for a few years, and just keeps working on his craft and making some cool videos. And this is the latest one.
This is called, I'm going to play it for you, Video World Album Premiere of Ty Bond's Cruisin'. And when you look at him, you're like, oh, yeah, that's Bondzee's kid for sure. Like, you don't need DNA tests if you're curious as to whether or not your wife had an affair with a 12th level orc. You could have called this track the shit-eating grin. In case you thought your wife banged like a 15th level wizard in World of Warcraft while she was cheating on you. This is definitely your kid.
Yes, it is.
Look at him. Look at him.
I'm on 1, I'm on 10. I roll 1.
Who's the girl?
I roll 10.
Who is she?
Allie
What's
Rose.
her name?
Allie Rose, porn star.
Yeah. Allie Rose.
He got a porn star in his fucking dude. Is that his girlfriend, or did he just hire this girl as a?
So he found her originally just through a catalog that you pick for actresses to come and be in your videos, movies, or whatever.
Oh,
and
like Tinder,
called Pornhub.
But they're not together. And,
hold on. Did you just say he found her in a catalog of women?
She arrived in a crate, right? That's what happened.
He handpicked her for the video, and now they've become really good friends. Really good friends.
Look at this kid. He sounds great. Like he writes his own shit, right? Does he come up with his own beats and stuff? My kid calls them sick beats. He said this guy's got sick beats.
Yeah. So that original song that I sent you a week ago is actually my youngest son's song. That wasn't even Ty's song. The original one.
You're raising two rappers.
Yes, actually I am. But anyways, Ty's been at it a bit. He loves it, and he handpicked her. They're friends, and it's funny because that you guys brought that up, because it came across my attention yesterday that Allie Rose was
I'm watching her do squats
Playboy
right now.
It came to your attention that Allie Rose
was a Playboy model.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ty told me, and then I Googled her, and then that led down the primrose path of deeper stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You mean masturbating?
Sure.
Yeah.
Not me.
Don't tell your kid you wanked one to the girl in his video.
No, I didn't. Okay, it's pretty lonely on the bus, but I didn't do that.
You're a horrible liar, Bondzee.
Yeah, I don't believe you for a second. I believe that you looked up the girl in your son's music video and went and gave it a pull in the bathroom. That's what I think happened.
What did you do when your son entered the screen for the video? Like, was that weird? Was that a little odd?
I wasn't watching his video. Trust me.
Got like paper on the side of the TV where you're trying to block out your seed before you drop your seed.
So is he doing shows? Because he's legitimately really good. Like I really think he's fucking incredible. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Everything's been hampered because of the COVID pandemic, obviously.
Sure.
But Ty just did move to LA. He's been there about, I think, 4 or 5 weeks now, full time, and with no aspirations of coming home whatsoever. I'd hate to say he's part of the Wiz Khalifa crew because he's not yet, but he's in that circle, if you will. And one of the guys in Taylor Gang is actually become quite friendly with Ty, and they're going to do a song together and a video coming up real soon. So that's something that's really good for him, and just it's another foot in the door, if you will, you know?
Yeah. There's a ton of kids. Like my eldest, as you know, makes sick beats. He doesn't make music, by the way. He makes fucking sick beats. And I'm amazed at how accessible the music industry is. Like fucking amazed.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing people, and we had Rain Made on, a while ago, and he didn't really particularly care for the process of how people are getting attention and having their music noticed. But like literally, this kid, how old is Ty? 24, 23?
Yeah,
what
23.
Yeah, 20.
He'll be 24
years old. Okay, thank you for updating me on when his calendar birthday is. But he's 23 years old, and he's been banging away at this stuff for years, just because he loves it. And And it's not like he just burst onto the scene, right?
Hey,
like,
you
want to
do a video with a porn star this weekend? Yeah, I'm in. I wonder why he likes it. Yeah.
No, it has been
odd that he's chosen this path.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Is that how he supports himself? Like, does he make money doing it?
I don't know his personal level of where he's at with money. He's pretty private with that kind of stuff, but
he's not making money right now. He could though. It's the connections, right?
Yeah,
you're not. You make no money on streaming, and your physical copy sales are.
You haven't done a lot.
Yeah. If you can't do any live shows, that's where they have to make their money. But I think in that game, it sounds like he might be on the right path if he's making the right connections and he's got a couple of relationships in the business, and he does a video with this guy or does like a cameo on another. You know what? He'll get there. It'll take some time, but he'll get there.
Yeah.
Bondzee rating 2 rappers, which means that he's basically also a white soccer mom, a Toronto suburb. So
he does.
That is weird, eh?
That comes with kind of it. So right now he's got a clothing line out. It's all cruising. Got hats, t-shirts, hoodies.
See, they got to do all sorts of stuff now to make cash, right?
Yeah, it's not just
too early for the clothing line. If he's a household name, though, like, is it too early?
I mean, it's something he just kind of delved into himself. Built this clothing line. He does it all himself. I'm not saying he's making tons of money on it yet, but he is making sales. So
good.
That's
if
great.
it's cool, it'll sell.
Yeah.
Right. If it's cool, the kids buy it, and he doesn't have to be a household name to make a little bit of money on it.
Yeah, for some reason, I think
said,
in those terms of where you have to be a household name to sell the clothing. But I guess if you're like a really cool fashion person and you're doing both things at the same time, they're not related like that. So that's great. He's an entrepreneur. It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
What were you saying, Locke?
I was just saying that I don't know if you miss it, but I don't think he has to be a household name in order to make money selling, merch and stuff like that, right? If it's cool, kids will buy it, right?
Yeah, and he looks cool. He looks really cool. Like that's the thing that I noticed about him is that he looks like a hipper version of you.
Yeah, apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right, Daner?
Yeah.
I was
just go ahead. Go ahead.
That fuck.
Can't hear a word you just said. We have technical problems today. Now I got you. James is frozen. Locke dropped out. Now he's here.
We're having technical difficulties today for some reason. Yeah. We've had every once in a while, like once a month, we have a day where it's just shitty, like the whole day. Yeah.
So usually on a Tuesday, I've noticed too. I think everybody's like Monday they're too hungover to get back to people. Tuesday they start doing real work. Wednesday they start to flake out. Thursday, Friday, who cares, right? That's how I feel anyway. Did you before we do anything else? I watched this trailer for a TV show. Do you guys watch a lot of TV? My kids don't watch fucking any TV. Do you guys watch TV shows other than sports, hockey? Anybody?
I watch a lot of sports, and I usually have a show or like 1 or 2 shows going. Like right now, I'm binging a show called Startup, which I really like, which is on Netflix.
I love that show.
Yeah,
it's a great show.
Yeah, it was. There's a couple of different startups. The one without the hyphen is the one that I'm watching.
Have you seen the movie Dave? The show Dave on FX. One of my all-time favorites.
You've mentioned that.
Oh, fuck, is it funny? So funny. Absolutely brilliant. The writing is brilliant. It's weird. It's about guys trying to make it in the music industry, just to further our thought, right? Just to talk about it. And it's fucking hilarious because it's real. It's with this guy named Dave Bird. That's brilliant. I can get into those shows. The ones I haven't been able to get into are like The Bachelorette or The Bachelor. I haven't been able to get into any of these reality TV shows where they match people up until I saw this trailer for a new show that's appearing on HBO Max called FuckBoy.
That was the character cut in Trainspotting.
It was. But this is literally the show is called FuckBoy. And the show, what it does is it's like The Bachelor, but it puts a bunch of girls who are sick of fuckboys And if I'm to understand what a fuckboy is correctly, it's just a guy that has sex and doesn't want to have a relationship, if I'm not mistaken.
So like every guy?
If you will. Basically. Yeah.
We need a
playa. And so they take these playas and they put them on an island. Then they bring in an equal amount of women who are sick of playas and they're looking for a relationship. And the show is literally called FuckBoy. Here's the trailer.
They look like angels, but they're really the devil. Ooh.
Women have been forced to tolerate the manipulative douchebaggery of F-boys for far too long. And that's why we're here. Welcome to F-Boy Island. Ladies, the three of you are hoping to find love in this tropical paradise.
I'm over the players. I'm at a point in my life where I'm ready for love.
Ooh. What you should know, there are 24 men. 12 of them are nice guys. The other 12, self-proclaimed F-boys.
Bro, bruh.
He's really cute, but he looks like he's gonna ruin my life.
It's up to these three ladies and you at home to figure out who the F is who. I don't even know. It's gonna be hard.
I like big boys, itty bitty boys.
I like funny guys. I like silly guys.
I like a big beard, I like a clean face.
I'm hoping to have some fun and see who does have good intentions.
He looks like a guy that has 2 phones.
We're very intelligent women.
We're gonna.
My family watches shit like that. It's
you believe that's on TV?
Disappointing.
Wow. I can't wrap my head around
that. There's a ton of shows like that, Dean. There's a ton of shows like
that's television.
There's a new one too where they have to wear like really good masks, like prosthetic masks, and they have to go on dates. I forget what it's called, but it looks really funny.
They have to get dressed up like they get dressed up like a bear, and they got to go on dates
or a mouse.
like a bear, and she's dressed like as Mickey Mouse, and he's dressed as a bear, and they got to. It's called Love
show?
Connection or something. They got to make no. I wish there was.
It's not,
but this is this is fucking like this puts me on notice that television's back.
What?
Like I would watch that show. Yes, really? I would watch that show. I don't know why. Like I the Real Housewives of this and the Fantasy Island.
They're all the same. If you would watch that, you'd watch them all. I don't know what you're trying to. Yeah, no,
I don't know why I want to watch that one. I don't. It's like okay, well, because there's a little mystery in there. It's like, ooh, they've hidden 12 fuckboys in a pool of 24 guys.
It's like that's what every one of those shows is. They're just admitting it.
And Emily's not behaving right now, by the way, because she wants to know if we saw a BBC show called Naked Attraction. So I don't know about that. But the spin-off of Fuckboys would be called Cock Sluts.
That looks like one of my searches.
We know this, right? This would happen. Cock Sluts next on HBO. Why not? It seems relevant now. Fuckboys is on air. Welcome to Fuckboys. Stay tuned for Cock Sluts. Like it's gonna be meet you at the pig roast. Wink, wink. Right? Like I don't know.
Wow.
Meet you at the pig roast. Today's event is called the Chinese Finger Trap. Let's go.
Okay, Romy Rain, you're up. Woo, me? Yeah,
no, I got to tell you, I would watch that just based on the fact that okay, I'm gonna see if these chicks are because did you hear the one girl in there? She's like, I'm a pretty intellectual person, and I'm like, I doubt that. But let's give this show a swing.
Yeah.
The one that everyone I know is watching now is that Too Hot for Handle, which is I don't Too Hot to Handle.
I saw it on Netflix. What is it? Is it like
it's
just
the same thing.
People?
They're on an island, and I don't know. There's a pot of money at the end of it if you hook up or something, and I don't. And how do these people win? The challenge was they weren't allowed to have sex.
I want to know how they win the show. Here's the other half of that ad.
Troublemakers.
I'm so nervous. I'm sweating right now. Legit.
Why do they have a 17-minute trailer?
I came here for a relationship, not for the game.
Sizzle reel.
It's a lot of fuckboys to get to in the trailer.
Oh my God, what?
Everyone has a chance
She's
to
the
win
smart one.
$100,000.
Oh my God, what?
Learning a whole new game.
It's time to turn it up a notch.
Okay, so these guys get $100,000 if they win. No matter if they're a fuckboy or a regular guy. Is that what I understand?
The F-Boys have admitted to our producers they're just here for the cold, hard cash.
I don't know what to believe right now.
My red flags are going off.
There's a lot of F-boys to get rid of.
So let's get them out of here.
Okay, so I think I figured it out. I think I figured out what F-Boys is all about. F-Boy Island. Fuckboy Island. By the way, wouldn't be invited.
If you can stay to the end, you win the if you don't get kicked off.
No, because I think this is why I want to watch it. Is the letdown would be fucking legendary if a fuckboy won, and a girl thought that she was getting the man of her dreams, and at the end of it, he wins. They give him the cold hard cash, and he does one of these like a fuckboy does. Tell me that wouldn't be worth watching.
The one my wife watches that just blows my mind. And I can't remember what it's called, but I think it might even be it might be right on point, but I think it's Married at First Sight. So they literally put these two people together on the altar and go, "Hi, Emily. Yeah, I'm John." And then they got to get married. And then cameras follow them. Yeah, cameras got to follow them around. And my wife watches that one. She's been watching that one for a couple of years. Here's the other thing I find interesting is, and people might know this from their own lives, but I know a lot of very intelligent people that watch the worst TV.
Oh, yeah.
It's a thing. They
want to give their brain a break.
I think maybe that's what it is. Like, because my wife is one of the smartest people I know, and it makes no sense, some of the shows that she watches. But I think she just likes to shut her down, right? Like,
yeah, just
this show requires no brain power to watch it. You know, it's the same reason why when I'm stressed out and I'm done work at the end of the week on a Friday, I put Dumb and Dumber or Old School on my TV because it takes. Oh, it's one of the greatest movies ever made.
It is, yeah.
But
hands down,
this requires no thinking. You can watch it, but at the same time, there's something in it for guys like me, where you're like, okay, I want to see if these chicks are as smart as they say they are.
And Nikki Glaser is very funny. Like, she is legitimately like, she is fucking funny. So she's the host. There's another show, I think it's called that the girls watch. I think it might be called Love Island. So they just put a bunch of hot people on or not. James is just disgusted with all this. And there's some kind of a money thing too. But there's a guy that is a commentator. So he is actually not with them, and he comments on it, and he's hilarious. So have you guys ever watched Wipeout? It's kind of like that, where they got the two play-by-play guys, and they make the show. It's funnier because of their commentating, right? Sure, it's great to see somebody bail it, right, in the middle of an obstacle course, but it makes it funnier. They used to do that. They did a Canadian or a U.S. North American version of one of those Japanese TV shows, game shows or whatever, where they do crazy stunts, and they had the two commentators going back and forth. I think that's where that started. Used to be on Spike TV. That was funny shit too. And I used to sit and watch that for like 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right?
I could watch a show like that for an hour and a half and be totally enthralled.
Married at First Sight like, most is a guilty pleasure for me. That's from Christy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, people love it. But I love the train wreck shows too. It's like we're wired. We have this like train wreck gene in our brains that says you got to stop and watch this. And it's funny because like I find myself, you go through content, you see everybody commenting on The Bachelor, and then I watched this show today, and I was watching everybody go, I'd fucking watch that, and I felt like a sellout because I would watch it too. Like I would, and embarrassed. It's like telling someone that you listen to a Nickelback song willingly in the car. It's one of those things. You're like, oh, I turned up some Nickelback today. No one says that. And if I said to a group of my friends, hey, have you guys seen this great new show on Facebook called Fuckboy Island? It's brilliant. Like I don't want to tell, and that's why I'm talking about it today, because I fully intend on watching every episode of Fuckboy Island, every single episode, and not for the sex. Updates. Yeah, we have to. Yeah. Fuckboy Island starts July 29th, I think.
If anything, I need you to do it just to James's reaction of your breakdown on the latest episode of F-Boy.
Why do you act like you're too good for television like that, James? You're not.
I am.
I know James
I'm
wants to be
good for that shit. Oh, I am.
No, you're not.
James wants to be an intellectual, right?
No, it's not. Well, I don't want to be anything. I just don't want to. It's McDonald's.
Works at the prison library.
It's McDonald's TV shows. That's all it is. It's McDonald's.
That's a good way of putting it.
But there's something fun in the McDonald's TV show. Like, you can't just continually feed yourself information all the time. You're going to go fucking crazy.
I have McDonald's like
Hawking.
2 times a year, and it takes me.
Default.
I have McDonald's twice a year. It takes me about 4 minutes each. That's all I need for that kind of content. I just don't like it. I don't know.
If you don't eat it all the time, when you eat it, do you get the runs?
I was just going to ask. Does it make you sick after?
Yeah,
probably.
No, it doesn't.
Because I child body.
I have a good digestion now. I have a good digestion now because I lost all that weight. So,
does your little child body reject it? Do you get a Happy Meal? I know you eat like a child, but when you go to McDonald's, do you get a Happy Meal? Like, because we saw you today chugging apple juice and eating.
Yeah,
before
you do.
We got on. Yeah, you do. You do.
Raise your hand if you're over the age of 20 and you've had apple juice
and a sandwich.
With Nutella.
A Nutella sandwich.
Do your kids get mad when you steal their food?
No, I was telling you that they're not to have Nutella because that's daddy's. So,
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah. They also aren't allowed to drink your fucking apple juice, and I don't know anybody over the age of 6 that doesn't. Like, nobody drinks apple juice.
Apple juice. It's apple cider.
Okay, if I was at a restaurant and we were having breakfast, pancakes and eggs, are you getting an apple juice, James? What did he say?
He said you'd only have 2 drinks. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Locke, you and me and Bondzee are all out for breakfast. Denny's. We're at Denny's.
Moon's over me, hammy.
I order the Grand Slam. Locke orders the what did you say?
Moon's over my hammy.
My hammy.
Moon's over my
which is,
hammy.
I believe a couple of eggs on some ham. Bondzee, you're probably ordering something similar, right? Bacon, eggs Benny. What are you getting, James? You getting a banana split?
I would order 2 eggs over easy with medium cooked bacon with cracked pepper on it, and home fries and coffee with water. That's what I would have.
All right, that's an adult meal.
Yeah.
Do you like your bacon gooey? Is that what do you like it chewy? No, you don't like it crispy?
You should be able to take the 2 ends of the bacon and touch them without it going snap, but still not rubbery. Bacon's an art. You'd love my bacon. It's good. Cook it slow, flip it 5 times or so. It's good.
I like it.
You would, if you saw the way I cooked bacon, you would drive here and kill me.
High heat,
hard as a rock.
Just toss it around.
So many people so angry at my bacon cooking. I put the pan on the oven, I turn it to high, and I just dump the whole thing in there, and I just stir it, and people lose their minds. Yep.
Are you serious? You dump the whole bag in, and you just mix up the bacon, and you hope it cooks. You put it on a fucking pan, and you put it in the oven.
Cook bacon. That's how a 7-year-old would cook bacon. Just for the record.
Get me some apple juice, and I'll be happy.
You probably just gotta put out that fire a little bit. Good.
James, do you eat the little freezies?
No, I don't eat freezies.
Check it.
You drink. Right. You guys are like trying to milk this apple juice. It's just juice.
Show us your apple juice glass. Show us your apple juice.
This is my apple juice.
Whatever. Yeah. Show us your.
No.
Show us the other one. Show us your other cup that had the beer in it. Wasn't beer. Show us. Look at this little guy. No, wrong. You can show us your Red Bull. Show us your little kid cup. Look at.
What? It's my Hobbit cup. What's wrong with that?
He's got a little kid cup. He does. He literally.
So I don't over. You guys are literally. You're literally mocking the strategy I employed to make sure I don't drink too much. Thanks, guys.
Now hold on. Was it?
Can you turn off that disgusting?
Or weight?
What's that?
Was it booze or weight, James?
Turning it up now.
Why do you have a strategy on drinking?
Because I don't drink anything other than light beer, and I only have like one or two when I drink those.
Are you,
so if
well,
I drink
are you trying to trick your alcoholic self? Is that what you're doing with that small cup?
I don't subscribe to the AA version of getting rid of drinking habits. I just don't get drunk. I don't get drunk.
That's a lie, Lochlin. You lied. You just lied, which is okay because James lied about getting his shot. So lying is what we do now.
I said I don't subscribe to the AA methods of drinking, and the issue that I may or may not have, that you have all decided I have, and I'm not there yet.
Yet.
All right. Well, when you are, let me know. It's coming.
We'll put you on a regimen of applesauce or apple juice.
Yeah. But that's good, James. So James's way of controlling his drinking is to pour the whole beer into a small glass, little bits at a time.
Right.
Whatever works for you.
Well
I like good for you.
Bud.
Good for you. I still think it's funny that you drink apple juice on every podcast, though.
I do too. Yeah.
I don't understand why you drink like that. It's funny.
I don't know why. Like we went out with a friend of mine.
When you say apple juice, you sound like anyone sounds like a little kid when they say apple juice. Like it sounds like a little kid. But
it's really, a drink you don't. Adults don't drink apple juice. I'm sorry. It just seems like an odd drink.
A lot of adults are dicks. Lochlin.
This is true
because they don't drink apple juice. Yeah, you're right. No. It's like one of those things you grow up, right? Like you're like, do you want an apple juice? And I remember like being at my mom's house on the weekend because we were golfing with my dad. And my mom's like, "Would you like a juice, like an apple juice?" And I'm like, "Mom, I'm not 3."
Yeah.
Holy shit! There's a hurricane here. Sorry.
All right. Well, do you want us to let you go deal with it or what? Because I think
I'm going to deal with the hurricane. How am I going to do that?
We got some boards.
Hey, Bondzee, do me a favor. That video of your kid, can you tag me on social media? Like maybe on Twitter? Just put it up. If you get a chance in the next couple of days, I'd like to watch the whole thing. I didn't really get a chance to watch the whole thing.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah. And what was her name again?
Allie Rose.
All right.
You'll be checking that out too, I know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because we're all disgusting old men, right?
Yeah.
Except for me, I'm 7.
I don't have anybody related to her that's a friend. So I am going to abuse myself.
That's it for us. Have a great day. That is at Bondzee Live. Make sure you check him out on Twitter. You can find his kid's music video there, too, on his Twitter feed at Bondzee Live. And Trippin With Bondzee, YouTube. Oh, look at that. James split already. He didn't even want to say goodbye.
Didn't even take the exit. We were a little hard on old Jamesy today. We were a little hard on him. Yeah.
Dude, we're hard on each other all the time.
Yeah, he's a sensitive kid, though. He can be a little sensitive at times. I
guess the apple fact that it really upsets him.
Bondzee, is it weird?
It's weird.
Like, do you know a grown man that drinks apple juice?
No,
I don't.
In fact, I haven't had it since I was a little kid, except in Texas recently. I didn't know that IHOP doesn't sell beers. And this was when I was drinking pretty good. And I was there for breakfast. Now, a late breakfast, mind you. It was 11:30. And I asked for a beer. She asked me what kind. I said, surprise me. She brings over this cup, and it looks like a beer. And I'm pretty hungover. And I just grab it, and I take a big old swig, thinking it's a nice cold Modelo. It was fucking apple juice. She's sitting there, like, laughing her ass off at me, thinking that I knew, and I was in on the joke that they don't sell beer at IHOP, but I fully expected that to be beer in my mouth, and it was apple juice, and I spit it right back out.
I now know why you and I are friends. You're trying to get a beer for breakfast at IHOP.
Yeah, well, we've all been there.
Yes.
Solid move.
Yeah. All right.
Well, dude, thanks for doing this, bud. Great to see you. Lochlin Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM. You can see him. We'll be back tomorrow. That is Bondzee Live. You can see him as well.
Good to see you, Bondzee.
Wherever you find your fine podcasts. And see you, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. That is Lochlin Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM in Edmonton. 95.7 Cruise FM in Edmonton. Listen to the radio this week in Toronto. That's tough. I listened for I would say an hour. Channel surf for an hour. Can you guys start trying? Just try stuff. Just try. Fuck. It's not hard. Just talk about things people care about. Like FuckBoy Island. That promises to be a show, doesn't it? Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening, and you can join us at deanblundell.com. Sign up for our newsletter there. Thanks to Ed's Fine Imports, edsfineimports.com. He sells Gitch, your kind of Gitch, my kind of Gitch. It's got a pouch in the front. Boxer briefs, you'll love them. Go to edsfineimports.com. Gitch3 is your promo code. Domination is a company that we work with, and we do a ton of work with them. They do a ton of content with us. It's artificial intelligence that helps content creators create legacy content within minutes instead of hours. So try them today for free, dmntn.com. Again, dmntn.com. Blue Microphones are official podcast supplier. Everything gaming, podcast, streaming, whatever you need. They have all the equipment for you. We use exclusively equipment from Blue Microphones. You can too. BlueMic.com, or go to @Blue Microphones on Twitter and check out their entire selection there as well. You can just click right through. Blue Microphones. And Easy Auto Financial. Our friends at Easy Auto Financial want to help get you into a car, get your financing for free, no obligation either. So if you're looking for a vehicle and you got nowhere to go because your credit's bunk, maybe you had a couple bad months in the pandemic, doesn't matter. They will help you out. They don't turn anybody away. So go to easyautofinancial.ca today for more information there. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for being part of the podcast and joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow right around 3. I can't promise. It's like around 3, but it's never right at 3. So just go and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. It's probably the easiest. Dean Blundell Show on YouTube. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.
It was supposed to be like any other day, making deliveries. Until...
Hi.
Wow.
Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry, we delivery for Allie Rose?
Yeah, that's me. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, you're welcome. That's my personal favorite. I hope you enjoy it.
Can't wait to try it. Thank you.
Awesome. If you need any other recommendations, just feel free to ask.
Great, thanks.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Ride around the city, windows down, catch a vibe. If I ain't smoking, then I'm already high. Take off to the stars, how I'm feeling when I ride. I'm in LA and I'm feeling quite right. I can't lie, I'm on 1, I'm on 10. I roll 1, I roll 10. I know they down, but they down, oh I'ma get it. Yeah, I got the vision, I wanna be second guessing. Ever since a youngin', I call this and now I live it. Never needed no permission, I'm doing just what I please. I'm always top on the business, I'm doing this shit with ease, living dreams. I be cruising, yeah I do this, it ain't nothing to me. Roll another line, another race, that's how I do it. I ain't tripping on the business, I'ma get it done. Young and I be getting started, look at what I done. I be cruising, yeah I do this, it ain't nothing to me. Roll another line, another race, that's how I do it. I ain't tripping on the business, I'ma get it done. Young and I be getting started, look at what I done. This ain't no mistake, chances all I take. Risk in the heart, that ain't something you can fake. See me living large, but my family made a way. Getting straight baked while I'm riding in LA. Sun shining through the palm trees. If you know me, you can catch me blowing bomb weed. Never settle till I get it, I'm in arm's reach. The way I get it, they gon' think of being on breach. It's just me, motherfucker, and I'm all heat. And no fear when I'm in it, I be all in. If it's clear, this ain't nothing yet, just begun. And you can see it in my eyes, I be the one. I be cruising, yeah I do this, it ain't nothing to me. Roll another light, another race, is how I do it. I ain't tripping on the business, I'ma get it done. Young and I be getting started, look at what I done. I be cruising, yeah I do this, it ain't nothing to me. Roll another light, another race, is how I do it. I ain't tripping on the business, I'ma get it done. Young and I be getting started, look at what I done. Look at what I done. Look at what I done. Look at what I done.